My name is Reverend Dr. Ericcson Tinashe Mapfumo, and I'm an Anglican Chaplain here and a multi-faith coordinator, but I'm also a parish priest at St. James, Rothorpe, Christchurch, Mall Green. I've got a dual role, so half of the time I'm at the university, half of the time I'm in the community. One of the things also that has been interesting, that being a chaplain and a priest, they're two different roles, although they sound the same or they can feel the same, but I think they're actually different, because here it's not that I've got a parish, but I'm required to do different things. Mostly students that we have here, the Christians, they're supported by the presidents, like the society president and things. So when they come to me, it's for something deeper. Maybe they're exploring vocations, or they want that advice, or they're not understanding a particular passage of scripture, or someone who's exploring Christianity, or someone who's questioning their beliefs, whatever that might be. So it's kind of a deeper work. And in terms of relationships, I'm a trainee counselor, if you like. So I'm learning to go deeper in terms of actually engagement with students in that relationship, which is obviously takes time. So I use a sort of like a Catholic model, which is more of the pilgrim, which believes that firstly you have to be known, and then you can then influence. So it's more organic. I come from sub-Saharan Africa, Zimbabwe, and this is my actual 10th year in ministry, and I've been here 2 years. And mostly, I think I see my role as accompanying students in their learning journey, which means that I'm involved in a number of activities with students, including playing chess with students, being involved in their sort of like in open days, freshers, and also more recently, I'm also involved in sort of like guest lecturing. I try to be involved in the whole cycle of students' life. But essentially, my role is obviously offering that spiritual and pastoral support to students, and also supporting students informally with their academic subjects, because I'm from an academic background as well. I'm an Anglican chaplain, as well as a multi-faith coordinator, which means obviously I've got to work with a team of Christian chaplains, and obviously the multi-faith chaplaincy, and obviously I'm there to support them and help them in whatever that they are doing. And more recently, we've been joined by a Catholic chaplain as well as the Methodist chaplain. But the way it works is that I'm part of the Keklis interfaith network. So we've got other religions that are represented. So if there are students who actually want detailed information about a particular different religion, we can also signpost and refer. So, for example, we work closely with a humanist chaplain. I think she's a counselor. So, obviously, any student and staff who want their kind of extra support, I refer them. Initially, people knew me as that chess player uh, who plays chess with students. Most of the people that I was playing were not Christians, but I think it was that interaction, talking about life, talking about university. It allows me to connect with students in different ways. I see all those kind of things, different activities, feeding to my role of being alongside students, because essentially, to me, a chaplain is someone who's there alongside. I would say, if you look, a chaplain is a teacher. I might have my own identity as a Christian, but that doesn't mean that we cannot have dialogue. We cannot have those space of exploration of spirituality or support and so forth. I think faith is very important to the university. Most of the students come from a faith background, from their own cultures, or especially if they're international students and so forth. And faith is actually part of who they are. There are different expressions of that spirituality at the university. What joins us is not necessarily our religion, but actually our interest in spirituality, because spirituality means different things. I think that space in the university, like obviously like the Jo Cox and also other outlets, are important because obviously of students in their busy schedules, all the areas that they work or doing their assignments, they're always busy with colleagues. When they come and visit this building, they're able to at least to take a break, and the place is peaceful. So they enter into a new building, which is different from their day-to-day lives and so forth. So it gives them that sense of calmness and peacefulness, and which actually encourages them to express their spirituality even much better. The ethos of the building itself was sort of like key or important, bringing people together on a common identity. Also, I think nurturing community at a university is very important. I think it's linked also to well-being. It makes them feel part of a bigger society. I like this building because when I come, I can be able to talk to some of the counselors who are maybe using these rooms and so forth. So I feel that obviously I'm part of a wider team. So which is important, I think. It's a mix, or yeah, different people are coming from different cultures, nationalities. People have got different ideas, different views, and so forth. The trick is getting them to work together. So I think one thing that connects people together is religion. For example, it doesn't matter where we are, but if we're from the same faith, same religion, sometimes it helps. However, even those who are of different faith, they still can obviously work together. I would say that Christian dedicated space is my favorite, maybe because every Wednesday I'm there with staff and students involved in prayer. So I think it has become a home for me.